Hello, my name's David Hill, and I wanted to thank you for taking the time this evening to sit down and have a brief conversation and get a feel and an opportunity to get some of my ideas about the Georgia Foreclosure Prevention Council. You know, I really do appreciate it. I've been getting a lot of feedback from many different people across the state. Some are leery that this is a state or federally funded type of bailout that we've been hearing a lot about in the news media across the country, that it's a freebie, it's a handout, but that actually could be very far from the case. What we're doing with the GFPC, the Georgia Foreclosure Prevention Council, is establishing an independent body that works in tangent with the banks and with the homeowners that are in need to facilitate the banks and to facilitate the homeowners in reworking some of their financial instruments, both first and second mortgages on their primary residence. We're not doing secondary homes, investment properties. We're not doing commercial properties. We're not something that has been written into the bill. And reworking the terms and conditions of some of these notes to suit the needs of the homeowner, so that they can financially make it palpable, so that on a monthly basis they can send their mortgage payment to the bank, and so that the bank as well doesn't have to go through an extensive foreclosure process and a timely in a very expensive process for the bank. So it's the best of both worlds for not only the homeowners but for the banks themselves. You know, the banks currently right now are funding this type of program in other states, and they're currently funding it through NACA, who in Georgia just received, you know, a lot of boo-boos for 50,000 fraudulent votes that was passed on by the SEB, the State Election Board Committee in Georgia, and passed down to the Attorney General's office by Karen Handel for fraudulent voter registration. And we need a primary state-run organization to not only facilitate the banks and the borrowers, but to try to find where we've got voids and oversight and regulation as to why exactly Georgia has 20% bank failures in this state, and why we are the 5th highest foreclosure state in the country. There are reasons as to why this has happened, and I do know those reasons, but we need to figure out for the coming future what type of policy implementations can we make so that we don't have a recurring problem with the bank foreclosures. This plan, as I wanted to make as explicitly clear as absolutely possible, is not an impediment. It is not a roadblock. It is not going to be any type of control oversight that the state is trying to gain in terms of working with the banks. We are 100% here to help facilitate the banks, and we already have structured laws set up on the Georgia law as to how banks need to operate. We are here to facilitate and to facilitate only. It is 100% up to the banks if this is something that they want to participate in. They're not obligated to do so. And I think that, as you've seen with some of the other companies, such as NACA, where they strong-arm the banks to participate, we are extending an opportunity to financial institutions, credit unions, and banks, and to be an external arm of their current internal operations, if you will, with just a little bit more government oversight, so that we can find the holes, the leaks in the system, and not only can fix them, but we'll know next time how to avoid having some problems. So I appreciate you taking the time to sit down. This is a trial run on my